What if I told you that the reason your dog keeps peeing on the carpet has nothing to do with stubbornness, and everything to do with you? I know that stings a little. But let's be honest. Most dog owners unknowingly train their dogs to do the wrong thing, then get frustrated when the poor pup misbehaves. It's not your fault. You were probably never told the truth about how potty training actually works. You were told to scold. You were told to punish. Maybe even to rub their nose in it. Spoiler alert. All of that? Total nonsense. Here's the truth. There's a simple, humane, highly effective way to teach your dog to do their business in the right place, without yelling, without stress, and definitely without mystery puddles showing up behind the couch. And the best part? It works fast when you follow the right steps. Whether you've got a brand new puppy, a rescued adult, or even a senior dog who's forgotten the rules, this method works. You just need the right combination of strategy, timing, and reinforcement. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 4 most powerful pillars of real, lasting potty training. And we're not talking vague tips. We're talking practical steps you can apply today, like how to choose the right spot for your dog to go potty, establish a consistent potty schedule, and use positive reinforcement for correct behavior, while learning to correct mistakes without punishment. So if you're tired of guessing, tired of cleaning, and honestly just want to enjoy your home again without sniff-checking every cushion, keep watching. What you're about to learn isn't just dog training, it's peace of mind. You know, when it comes to training a dog, most people think it's just about shouting sit and handing out a treat. But let me tell you something that seasoned dog owners and trainers know like the back of their hands. Choosing the right spot for your dog to go potty is the real foundation of house training. It's not just some random detail, it's the starting point that can make or break your entire training journey. Think of it like choosing where you plant a tree. You don't just toss it anywhere and hope for apples. Nah, you scout out the right patch of soil with good sunlight, a little shade, and the right distance from your fence, right? Same principle. Your pup needs a designated place that's quiet, accessible, consistent, and free from distractions like flapping laundry or nosy neighbor cats. A little patch of grass in the backyard, a corner on a balcony with turf pads, or even a sectioned off spot inside for smaller breeds. What matters most is that it's always the same. This helps your dog form an association between that spot and that need. Now don't overlook the psychological magic here. Dogs thrive on clarity and routine. If they're confused about where to go, they'll just go wherever. And that's when frustration kicks in, for both of you. So, take your time. Walk your dog to the same place every time they need to go. Let them sniff around, encourage them. Use phrases like go potty or do your business and say it like you mean it. Every time they get it right, oh, you better celebrate like they just won the doggy Olympics. Because here's the thing, that little action reinforces the behavior in their mind. And yep, that's part of using positive reinforcement for correct behavior, which we'll get into shortly, but it all starts here, with the spot. So next time your pup's pacing around, sniffing like Sherlock Holmes on a scent trail, you'll know exactly what to do, and more importantly, where to take them. Now that you've picked the perfect potty spot, congrats on that by the way, it's time to talk about the next big piece of the puzzle, establishing a consistent potty schedule. And listen, I'm not talking about some loose, whenever you remember type of schedule. I mean a real, structured, clockwork kind of plan that your dog can rely on like sunrise and belly rubs. Dogs are creatures of habit, much more than most people realize. Their internal clocks are surprisingly sharp. If you feed them, walk them, and let them out to potty at the same times each day, their little bodies start syncing up like a well-tuned engine. And guess what? That means fewer accidents, less stress, and more predictability for both of you. Start simple. First thing in the morning, out to the potty spot. After meals, potty. After naps, potty. After a play session that got a little too wild? Yep, you guessed it. Potty. And always right before bed. You want to become so consistent with the routine that your dog starts reminding you. You'll be brushing your teeth, and they'll be at the door like, "Hey, human, I know what time it is." That's when you know you're doing it right. And don't be shy about setting timers in the beginning. It's not cheating, it's smart. Try using a planner or an app. There are even pet schedule trackers out there to lock it in. What's wild is that once the schedule becomes muscle memory for your dog, choosing the right spot for your dog to go potty becomes even easier because now they know when and where to go. That's the kind of clarity dogs live for. No more wandering the house in a panic. No more guessing games, just harmony. But here's a little secret most new dog owners miss. This is also your golden chance to sneak in some positive reinforcement for correct behavior. When your dog goes potty on time and in the right spot, that's a double win, and every double win deserves a high five, or at least a treat. So don't hold back. And speaking of treats, there's a whole method behind that too, and that's what we'll dig into next. Now we're getting into the real magic trick, using positive reinforcement for correct behavior. This is where you stop being just your dog's human and start becoming their favorite human of all time. Because let's be honest, if you were rewarded every time you made the right choice, like a fresh cookie for every completed email, wouldn't you be knocking out tasks left and right? Dogs are no different. In fact, they're wired to please. But here's the key. They need instant feedback, not 5 minutes later, not after you scroll TikTok, right then and there. So the moment your dog pees or poops in the correct spot, remember, you already chose the right spot for your dog to go potty, and you're following a schedule, right? That's your cue to turn into a cheerleader. I'm talking praise, belly rubs, your happiest voice, maybe even toss in a dance move if you're feeling bold. And of course, treats. Oh yes, the sacred treats. But don't just hand them out like free samples. Be intentional. Make it a moment. Say, good potty, with all the joy of someone who just won the lottery, then give the treat right after the action. Consistency here is everything. The clearer the connection, the faster your dog learns. And hey, positive reinforcement doesn't always have to be food. Some dogs go nuts for a quick play session, a favorite toy, or just good old-fashioned affection. The point is, reward what you want repeated. And here's the best part. Once your dog realizes that going in the right place at the right time brings good things, they'll start doing it on purpose. You're building habits rooted in trust, not fear. You're shaping behavior through encouragement, not punishment, and that's a game changer, because in just a bit we're going to talk about what to do when things don't go perfectly. Spoiler, it has nothing to do with yelling or rubbing noses in messes. You're about to learn how to correct mistakes without punishment. And believe me, that's where the deeper bond is built. Now let's bust one of the biggest myths that still floats around like a bad smell. That punishment is an effective way to teach a dog not to make mistakes. Let me be blunt. It's not. It never was. And yet, so many well-meaning people still fall into the trap of yelling, scolding, or worse, believing that rubbing a dog's nose in a mess will somehow make them learn. It won't. What it will do is create fear, confusion, and anxiety. All the ingredients for a dog that hides their behavior instead of learning from it. The key, my friend, is to correct mistakes without punishment. That means becoming the guide, not the dictator. You're not a drill sergeant, you're a mentor. Think Mr. Miyagi with a leash. Let's say you walk into the living room and step right into a puddle. Frustrating? Of course. But your next move will either strengthen your bond or chip away at it. Instead of punishment, breathe. Gently interrupt. A firm ah, or a soft clap can stop the behavior mid-flow if you catch them in the act. Then calmly lead them to the right spot for your dog to go potty, even if they've already finished. Why? Because repetition reinforces location. Later, clean the accident with an enzyme cleaner, never just water and soap, or you're basically writing "pee here again" in invisible ink. Now, let's talk mindset. You need to be okay with mistakes. Mistakes are part of learning. Your dog is not giving you a hard time. They're having a hard time. Dogs don't know the rules of your house until you teach them. And teaching doesn't mean punishing. It means showing the right behavior over and over again, using positive reinforcement for correct behavior every single time they get it right. That treat, that praise, that good potty, you shout like you're announcing a sports score. That's what rewires their brain. It turns confusion into confidence. Now here's a powerful tip. Observe patterns. If accidents always happen around 4 p.m., maybe that's your dog saying, "Hey, we need to establish a consistent potty schedule here." Timing is a form of kindness. Dogs thrive on it. And when they trust the routine, they stop testing the boundaries. Oh, and one more thing that most people don't realize: tone matters more than words. A calm voice, even in correction, says, "I've got you." A loud, angry one says, "You're not safe." Which one do you think a dog will want to follow? The goal is progress, not perfection. So if your dog has an accident, that's not failure. It's feedback. It's a chance to realign, to reassess the routine, maybe even revisit how clearly you've been choosing the right spot for your dog to go potty. Because when you understand how to correct mistakes with empathy instead of anger, you unlock the level of connection that turns training into trust. And that, my friend, is where the magic happens, where habits start to hold, where the schedule sticks, and where your pup begins to not just behave, but thrive. And if you're wondering how to keep all this momentum going, stick around. What's coming next will tie it all together in a way that'll change the way you see training forever. Now let me ask you something straight. If you already know what to do, what's stopping you from doing it? You've just learned how to build a potty training plan that's kind, consistent, and insanely effective. No more confusion, no more frustration, and absolutely no more stepping into surprise puddles. But knowledge without action? It's just noise. Real change only happens when you apply what you've learned. So here's the challenge. Starting today, can you show up for your dog with more patience than punishment? Can you commit to structure instead of leaving it to chance? Because the difference between a chaotic household and a calm, clean one is literally just a few steps away, and steps you now own. Your dog is already ready. Are you? Drop a comment below and tell me, what's the biggest potty training mistake you've made so far? And how are you going to fix it starting now? I want to hear your story. Let's grow together. And hey, if this video helped you, imagine what else we're going to uncover. So do yourself and your dog a favor. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join a community of people who are finally doing dog training the right way. Because this is just the beginning.